What's this experience been like for you?
It's been incredible, man. Just to get the opportunity. A lot of kids, dream of coming here. Obviously dream of going to the NBA, but this is definitely a stop that a lot of kids dream of being at. And it's a privilege to be here. Last year I was invited to the G League, which was another privilege. But everybody's goal is to go to the combine. Where the top recruits are, where it's more competitive. So it's a privilege.
Take us through the difference between last year and this year.
Last year and this year, I feel like just the environment. The environment. You see all these players. You see all these great players from college that you played against. And you see all these overseas guys that played in the G League, played in the elite, whatever it is, overtime. You see that they're high caliber players. You share that room with them. You share the environment with them, and it's no greater feeling than knowing that you're among the elite.
What are you hoping to showcase specifically in terms of improvements from last year to this year?
Just my motor, my ability to adapt. A lot of people doubt my ability to adapt to the NBA. Just to show that you can put me in whatever situation. I'll definitely contribute. Whether that's like rebounding, giving you extra possessions, setting good screens, rolling. Like something I do at a high level. Just showing that I could do that at the next level.
So if I ask you what aspects of your game do you believe will translate immediately to the next level, would it be kind of those things?
Yeah, definitely. My motor, I'm relentless. I'll give you extra possessions. I'll definitely set good screens. I'll roll. I'll play good defense. I'll bring energy. I'll talk. Just things like that right now.
Have you met with any teams and kind of what feedback have you got?
Just the same. Same as usual. Like just keep working on my game. The NBA is changing. Obviously, it's all about like big guys staying in shape and being able to have an impact, whatever that impact is. Not necessarily coming in and shooting threes. But always having an impact on the game.
Do you feel like you have to prove people wrong? Because I assume you're not projected as high as you would like to think you
absolutely,
could be.
absolutely. It's always obstacles there. And I think that's one of my obstacles. Proving people wrong. People watch college basketball. And they see what they see, and you can't blame them because that's what it is. It's college basketball. The NBA is a whole different level. It's a whole different ballgame. So unless they see me at the next level, they'll have no idea what I'm capable of. So they'll always be doubt.
Do you feel like your game does translate to the next level?
Yeah, absolutely, man. I think I have a learning mindset. I learn really fast, and I'm coachable, And I think that I can adapt to whatever environment you put me into.
With the NIL stuff coming into college, how difficult of a decision was it to come out as opposed to going back to school?
It wasn't difficult this time around. First time it was pretty easier because it gave you a sense of relief with COVID and everything going on. But right now, my goal has been to go to the NBA for a very long time now, and I think that I'm ready right now to go to the NBA. And I can't put a price on my dream. That's my dream, and I'm willing to chase it regardless.
Do you have to look at it any differently now? Because these days you pass up money leaving school potentially with the money that they're handing out.
It's about long-term success. I think that if I leave now, I put myself in a greater position to be successful for a longer time and be able to get a head start. If I go back to school, that's one more year, not wasting, but one more year delaying. Delaying my improvement in the next level.
Kofi, I covered the Bulls. I got to know Ayo Dosunmu a little bit this last year, and he speaks very highly of you. He's somebody who, fell to the second round last year a little lower than he expected and made a pretty successful transition to the NBA. How much have you guys talked? How much have you picked his brain on what made his transition successful?
We talk every day. I spoke to him yesterday. I spoke to him the day before. Him just telling me things that I should show scouts, things that the way I should carry myself, things that I necessarily know already. But just him being that brother to me, letting me know that this is what they're looking for. Make sure you're doing this. So we speak every day. He always looks out for me. Whenever he has a game, I call him before, give him a pep talk. Give him that, get into his dog mentality. Sometimes he needs that from me. I don't know if him going to the NBA it's different for him now, where he doesn't need. But when he was in college, I always try to give him that talk, and I try to carry it over now.
So it goes both ways.
Yeah, definitely both ways. Yeah.
What were some of those things that he told you to prove or to show to some of these scouts or personnel here?
I'm showing my athleticism. I'm showing my speed, and my basically my vertical. He said scouts look at that a lot, and he just said show my personality. He knows what kind of guy I am. He knows I'm a leader, and he knows I'm vocal. So he just said show that stuff because that carries over just as much as anything else.
Did you tell him to put in a good word for you with the Bulls?
If I told him to put in, not necessarily. I think he will. I think he would be happy to know that he's playing with me in the future if that's a possibility, but not necessarily.
Who are some of the big men that you faced this year that really stood out to you, that gave you a good test?
I think First of all, EJ Liddell. I think he's a different type of big man where he's versatile. Like he shoots the ball really well. He's definitely improved his game with just his mid range and his ability to handle the ball. I mean, I think that was a tough challenge for me. I think Travion Williams. He's definitely a good player. He has great IQ, and he forces you to play him, regardless of him shooting the ball or not. So I think those two bigs are two of the toughest ones I've seen.
And then what do you think separates you from the rest of the bigs in this class?
My motor, man. Like I said earlier, I'm relentless. I don't think anybody's able to stop me from getting a rebound or getting an extra position if I want to, And I think that my mindset, like I have a killer mindset. I don't think that anything should be able to stop me at any time, and I try to improve my game every day. I think my drive is one of the biggest things that separate me.
Do you feel like you've learned anything about yourself or your game playing against this competition here?
Yeah, I definitely have. I've learned that, to play at this level, you gotta be in great shape. And right now, I think I'm in good shape, but I know that it's a long way to go. And I think that that's my ability to play. Like I'm playing out there today. Like obviously, this is a come out. Everybody wants their shot, and everybody's trying to improve scouts. And like I didn't necessarily get as much touches as I thought I would have, but like I figured about myself that regardless of me getting touches or not, I always had the mindset to go get the glass. Hit the glass, make sure I'm trying to get extra positions. Elevating guys, picking them up when they fall. So I think that stood out most about me today.
Whether it be growing up or guys in the league today, what big men have you studied, or do you kind of look to model yourself after?
Yeah, growing up, I always watched Shaq. That was my superhero when I was young. Growing in Jamaica. You come here and you see all these great bigs, and you can't really put a favorite out there. All these bigs are really good. You got Jokic, that he's incredible with this IQ and his ability to play like a guard at his size. Joel Embiid, his ability to do whatever he wants on the court. So Carl Anthony Towns, all these guys. So I kind of watch all of them and try to take a little thing from each of them. Watch them and try to study the game, but. I think all these guys are really good.
Could you say this is kind of, whether it be challenging or exciting, is it kind of a unique time to be a big man, especially at the NBA level, because they're asked to do so much and be so much more versatile than maybe in the past?
Definitely. I think it's very unique. Like a lot of people tell me, like back then, if it was the 1990s, I'd be drafted like top 10. When I look at it now, and like the game has changed, but it hasn't changed that much. I think that big man role is definitely changed to the point where there's more ball screens, there's more perimeter play, but I think big men there's still big men that needs to rebound, that needs to play defense, that needs to be vocal, give their guards put their guards in better positions, to score or whatever the case may be. So the game hasn't changed that much in my opinion.
Kofi, you said it was an easy decision to turn pro, but you had guaranteed money essentially coming back to school. Are you betting on yourself in that sense?
Definitely. I'm always betting on myself. Like I said earlier, I wouldn't put a price on my dream. And, for me to go back to college and knowing that I think I'm ready right now, or I know that I'm ready right now, that would be putting a price on my dream, basically.
How did playing in the Big Ten help prepare you and be ready for this?
It's the most physical league. Everybody could agree to that. With regards to bigs, and we play against the best bigs in the best bigs are in the Big Ten. The most physical bigs are in the Big Ten. So it definitely prepares me for that physical environment.
You talked about rebounding a lot. I mean, you hear players who were stars in college have to transition to NBA and find their role, how they fit. Do you feel like that maybe gives you a leg up, an advantage, because you're going in saying, hey, absolutely. I don't have to do all of this. I want to go out there and do the dirty work.
Absolutely. Like I'm on the court today, and I figured like these guys are going to shoot, I'm going to rebound, And that just gives me kind of a relief. I'm ready whenever you pass it to score it or do whatever I need to do, but it gives me a relief knowing that, okay, cool, you got to go get that rebound. You got to make sure that you're doing something to show these guys that you belong on the floor, And I think going into the league, like, I'll be a rookie. No team is going to put me as a star player, So I'm going to have to, find my role, playing defense, talking, bringing positive energy and rebounding, So.
Do you think your personality helps you in this process, too?
Definitely. Always got a smile on my face. I try to be positive at all times, and just embrace the moment.
Who have you met with so far, and do you have any in-person visits scheduled?
Who have I met with so far?
Yeah.
I haven't met with any team so far. I think that's regard to me being here last year. I had 19 interviews last year, so I figured that I think I have a couple coming up. My agent told me he's going to send them to me, but I haven't met with anybody so far.